There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, folks, welcome to the latest and greatest edition of the Yonkō Table. That is the voice of GrandMasterHoop at the helms today. And although I'm not at a helm, we're not on a ship either. However, we are steering into high waters, into, I guess, old England, a classical period England, so we can deep dive season 2 of the hit Netflix series Bridgerton. Yes, that's right, folks. Bridgerton. We are 2 seasons in, and I mean, the Yonkō Table, we decided to pass on season 1, which was a mistake because we did watch it, a couple of members of the table. But we are here for season 2, and we are here to break down and discuss the highs, the lows, and what is there to enjoy of season 2. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about season 1. That's okay. But goodness gracious, folks, I am not here alone. We have a new supernova coming to the table today. We have all Kale Caesar. All Kale Caesar. How's it going, all Kale Caesar? What brings you to the table today?
A love of, historic romance and sighing, consistent sighing and deep breaths.
Sighing, deep breaths. Well, there's chock full of them in Bridgerton. So all Kale Caesar, we're glad to have you here today. Before we deep dive, we have some other supernovas here. Let's get a word from them and hear who's joining us tonight. All right, let's get into it. All right, Bridgerton. Before we just get into this, there's a lot to take from Bridgerton. As all Kale Caesar said, it's a historical drama. I don't even know if it's even historical. I think they're fictional. But it's a period piece. It's a period piece. Actually, there's other reasons why it's probably not that historical.
We're going to make sure that elephant in the room does not get mentioned.
Well, here, yes, the elephant. Let's talk about the elephant. I think it's a modern day period piece because we have multi-racial, multi-ethnic backgrounds all inhibiting this classical period in England. And I think that was an initial draw for a lot of people when it came to Bridgerton. They're like, what are these black people doing here?
And you know what? I got to say, they all look good. Like, dang. The Sharma family. Mm-hmm.
Woo! Yes, the Sharma family. They even broke new ground.
Colors, all of that. Like, they needed some of that in English colonial historical times.
I just think as far as what society could have looked like long time ago, if there was just a lot more acceptance going on. And it's cool to see it portrayed here because, I think we're tired of the period pieces where it's kind of just
historically accurate.
Yeah, historically accurate. It's cool to see people with diverse backgrounds in these roles.
I think that's what drew me in. I saw the trailer for Bridgerton and I was like, oh, this is like old English. I'm not really into that stuff. And then I saw Lady Danbury and the Queen, and I was like, had white servants next to them, and I was like, what is that?
A little role reversal.
I was like, what is that about? And that's what definitely drew me in. I love season 1. I have my criticisms about season 2, but yeah, we'll get into it.
That's okay. We can be with criticisms. That's all right. That's what any good show, if you don't critique it to to a certain degree? Was it that even enjoyable? We only critique about the things we care about, but with that said, yeah. Did we have expectations going into season 2? I need, talking about elephants, I think a really big elephant was our man, your boy.
My man.
Your man.
Didn't come back for season 2.
The Duke of Hastings.
Great opening, because when we saw that season 2 was like airing, and then he tweeted out that like he wasn't going to be part of season 2, he's going to let some other characters shine. We were all like, what? How dare you? You were the whole captivating part of season 1. Like, what? Like, is this just going to go downhill from here? But I was pleasantly surprised to say that this season, I think it held its own without the Duke.
Anthony Bridgerton stepped up to the plate. He did, sexually.
Oh,
when speaking of sexually, this was not an expectation of mine going into season 2. I think a lot of people do like Bridgerton for the steamy scenes. There were a lot of steamy scenes in season 1.
There was
staircase and the library and the gardens and the everywhere.
Yeah, it was just a lot in season 1, which was not true for season 2.
You would have thought there would have been more, considering it was about Anthony, who we know already had taken his liberties with multiple women. So it was weird. There definitely was a lack of the actual act.
And I think, oh my God. Well, that's the other thing too, is that when we have these classical period pieces, that is not something necessarily explored a lot. It's kind of like the high society. It's taboo to talk about sex and, engaging in sex, which is highlighted beautifully by Daphne's naivety. I don't even know if that's a word. In season 1, where the Duke can have children. What are you talking about? The Duke was
She had no clue.
right. She had no clue. But I understand the appeal of the steamy scenes. I'm not one for steamy scenes. I'm okay with them. I mean, they're cool and whatnot. But as far as that, yes, here at the forefront, we knew going in, Anthony Bridgerton was going to be the lead role. And I think that's where we can, start this. I mean,
it kind of also started off with like Eloise taking like a step in the limelight, because it was her, what is it, like her christening, her coming out?
Her coming out, that's not what they call it.
It was her first entering society, but I don't know, was it like an official entering society?
I honestly don't know, because
they didn't really show her much.
The ladies are always like out there if they're still single every season.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual name for that is, but I guess if you're like old enough and it's the season, they go through the thing. I don't know what the actual.
I know there's a name. I know where it's been, but yeah. I guess those
happens in the other part of the year.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They stay warm, away from winter, I guess.
They stay waiting around for the season, which is funny because here we are waiting around for season 2, and now we're thrown back into it when they're in season. Yeah. You see, that's that cool dramatic irony. Mm-hmm. I see it. But I guess they just kind of stay single until the next season, and then that's it. But
season yet.
Let's get down into the nitty and gritty. And again, we're covering the whole season, so we can talk multiple points at any point. But I want to go ahead and kick things off with probably the biggest thing was the Anthony Bridgerton Sharma love triangle. That was the crux.
Before we even get into that, we need to correct you on something. If you keep saying Anthony the entire time, we're probably gonna smack you.
There's an H in there.
No,
it's Anthony.
Anthony.
Is there not an H in there?
But they pronounce it Anthony.
Because they don't.
Pronounce it like a civilized person that you are.
Anthony.
Fine, I'll say Anthony.
Yes.
The Anthony Bridgerton and Sharma love triangle. So yes, here we have them at the forefront of this season, were you satisfied watching their little, I don't know what you want to call it.
But maybe this is unpopular because David loves her, but Edwina annoys the crap out of me.
You can curse.
I didn't know. That's why I paused. I didn't know if I can curse.
No, you can curse. It's okay.
She's too proper and prim, and I just feel like her sister caters to her, and it's very annoying.
Was playing the part that she was given. She was told to be she has to go marry a man that's English, and so she had to go and fit into the society. She's playing the part,
Yeah.
So you can't blame her for doing exactly what she was taught to do, what she was groomed to do.
See, I kind of see both sides because I also thought she was annoying. I really did. I didn't.
She's beautiful and a good actress,
right?
But I just got irked every time she talked.
Her character in particular, like I didn't like her character until she started speaking up, like at the end, and then I really got to see what her thoughts were and whatever. But before then, girl, you really didn't see your sister looking at him and doing that? Like, come on.
Okay. All right. That part was annoying. Yes, they were making goo eyes. Y'all's background. Yeah. They were making goo eyes this whole time. And I love the scene too, where she says, "Was I really that blind?" Yes,
you were.
Yes, you were. But I didn't find her annoying. I mean, I found her stupidity kind of annoying.
I guess, yeah, her naiveness, is that a word?
Like her coming out into society too. Like she's like maybe a couple years younger than Eloise or a couple years older than Eloise. Like she's a little jit, like she has to try to earn her way into society, and then she becomes the diamond of the season. And Julia Andrews, she did a great job with voicing the narrative the whole
She does a good Julia Andrews.
Oh, stop. I don't. Oh, stop.
Let's hear it, Mary Poppins.
Well, here, I'll say my next little point in a Julie Andrews.
All right.
If you found Edwina Sharma annoying, you saw the point of the show. Edwina Sharma was living her sister's best life, the one projected on her by Kathani Sharma. Therefore, she was never her own character. So like you said, Captain Falcon, when she stepped up and started speaking for herself, that is the point where we finally recognize her as her own character.
Wow.
And that was the point. And that was the point. That was the whole point when she called her out.
That's also the other point is that like she isn't supposed to be rebellious. She's supposed to be very ladylike and follow like the rules and the societal expectations and stuff. Because her sister's the one that's more of like the rebellious type that speaks her mind and does all that stuff. So like she had to kind of just go with like the flow of what society wanted, make sure that you're always putting your best face forward, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm just the older sister, so I totally.
And I'm the perfect younger sister.
I see like having to take on a lot of responsibility. So when I see Edwina, I just imagine like they don't understand what you do as a bigger sister and how much responsibility and stuff you take. I don't know.
But no, that's the point too, because
yes,
Kate's allowed to speak her mind because she's not the diamond. She's not supposed to get married. She's allowed to make quips at Anthony, while again they're grooming her. They groom Edwina to be the perfect diamond, and again that's never the life. And as the Queen Charlotte, shout out to her. I don't think she gets a lot of respect.
She's so good.
Yes, she is amazing actress.
I love her.
Right, when she spoke to Edwina about finding real love and finding what you want out of life, that was wonderful. And I really enjoy that she stepped up and said, this is not what I want, this is not what I deserve, and boom, that's character development.
And I really love the dynamic, and they just kept going with the Women's History Month theme, because that dynamic of the queen talking to her and her kind of realizing her talking to her sister, to her mom, and like growing in this group of women is like, you know, I really liked that theme of it because it wasn't necessarily like in Daphne's case where, you know, a man had to come and then she realizes like what is going on and whatnot. This was just all like women teaching Edwina and like her becoming her own self without, even before she steps into anything with a man, you know? So yeah, I really like that.
Let's look at the other half of, or the other 2/3.
Before we do that, I do want to, speaking of women like kind of uplifting and being like really strong, powerful figures, what was the name of the one from season 1 that got pregnant? Lady Tremaine? No,
that is from Cinderella.
Lady Crane. When her scene with Colin, where she was kind of just laying it out, like, you know, this is my life, this is my destiny. You don't have to come here and
Marina. Miss Thompson,
Marina.
yeah. The new Lady Crane, yes.
Yeah, the new Lady Crane, right. Like, shout out to her too for like going up and standing up for herself as mom and as like, you know, I don't need you to come here and be the savior of the situation. I chose this life and I'm very content with this life.
Yeah, it was a little sad, but at the same time, I saw where she was coming from because everybody, all the men and all that stuff, thought they were saving her or like.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah, that scene is like, and he still tries to tell her, well, I don't think you're happy, and she's like, listen, dude, I'm laying it out. I want to be here. Don't tell me I don't. I am like sure in myself. Go away.
Yeah.
This dude is providing for my son.
Right.
And loves my son. And I don't necessarily need his affection.
Exactly.
But, you know, she was content. Yeah, so a lot of moments of women just kind of sticking it to this patriarchal society that they live in.
Which is also very unrealistic for the time, unfortunately. But I'm really glad they incorporate that.
Oh my gosh, the scene where Edwina dances with her sister. Love that scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at the other 2/3 of Anthony and Kate, because, you know, what is Bridgerton without your power couple of the season? How do you rank them against the Duke of Hastings and Daphne? I enjoyed watching these two more than the Duke and Daphne. And I think it's because I don't like Daphne, but that's okay.
I don't know what his problem is with Daphne. He really doesn't like
She's got a long neck. It's really long.
Does actually, but that's not the point.
It's not the point. I think. Oh, go ahead.
I wasn't a huge fan of Daphne either, but I think it's because like the way they like her dress, like the way they dressed her, I was just like, she kind of looks like a little doll. Like that's like, I don't know, but that was just me like just venting off to the side. I don't know. I think I liked Daphne and the Duke's relationship just a little bit more. Well, just because we got to see a little bit more of their like romantic relationship together. Then we did with Anthony and Kate. Like Anthony and Kate were vexed with each other for most of the season, and it wasn't until like the last 2 episodes or 3 episodes that they were like really starting to like each other. But even then, when they started to like each other, it was like a forbidden love, so you didn't really get to see much of that chemistry happen. It was all like a quarreling chemistry of just glances and sighs.
See, I think it's the opposite. I feel like that Anthony and Kate had much more chemistry than Simon and Daphne.
Ooh.
Like
I agree.
Quarrels, I felt it much more. Like that wand, they really conveyed that well. I think the actors just had more chemistry personally.
I think that's because it's also your love language a little bit, starting quarrels.
I know. I'm a sucker for enemies to lovers trope.
It's competitive. Well, they're competitive. They're like rivals, you know, they were like intellectual rivals. Like, I think a lot of the scenes where they're actually, you know, we say quarreling, but there were some scenes where they were actually going against each other, like at the horse race. You know, they're out here talking about the horses.
Yeah.
Behind you.
What's that game?
Pall Mall.
Pall Mall. No, it's not croquet. It's based off croquet.
Oh.
But
they had fun for a minute when they got stuck in the mud. They were laughing and stuff.
there were key moments in their
Yeah.
quarrels where they could actually just be themselves.
Yes. But I think they wanted to hate each other so much because they felt like it couldn't happen. You know, like, I don't know. I just felt like the glances were enough for me. Even though there was less sex and stuff this season, I just felt it more. But I feel like that's a woman thing. Like, you know, the leading up is sometimes better than the actual thing. Not like
Wait a minute, the lead up is like I just realized what you just said. Oh no.
No, like, the anticipation can sometimes almost like make it that much better. You know, like
Okay, that's different than it's better.
I know. I didn't word it correctly. I apologize.
I'm gonna apologize. You're not
All of our listeners are also.
you're not hurting my feelings. You hurt anybody's feelings or like, damn, that anticipation was better than the actual thing. But
Yeah, not necessarily, but like I don't know.
no, you're right. I enjoyed this build up. The will they, won't they? Is he finally gonna dump Edwina, for lack of a better term? I enjoyed watching it.
The situation was just so like, it was like, it gave me such like a feeling of like anxiety because it's like you're too deep in it, man. Like she's saying that she loves you, you're proposing, like it's too late for you to kind of like pull the plug on this. Like you had a whole gala and ball that is supposed to like show off like your new lady, and then now he's like here having feelings for Kate. Like if you had feelings for Kate, why'd you drag this on for so long?
Trauma.
Drama, yeah. So I think that's something that I liked.
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
liked about this season was that we learned a lot more about Anthony and his trauma and toxic masculinity. They're like, you know, going with that role because if you remember from season 1, Duke of Hastings 2, his trauma with his dad, and all of that, and how it translates to him not wanting to marry, him not wanting kids, and all of this.
Yeah.
And then we kind of learn Anthony's backstory. We saw Anthony's bad decision making in season 1, and now we understand why he is the way he is.
Yeah,
So
and those
like
flashbacks were so good. Like I really understood it. Like he literally had to pick up all the pieces and see his mom literally even mentioning suicidal thoughts, his mom, because she was so torn up over the father's death. And I could see where he could grow up and thinking, I want no part of that. I never want to feel that way or make anyone feel that way because love is too strong.
Yeah, because like she was gonna she was gonna drop all of her duties as like the leader of the house because she was so enamored by love, and she would rather be with her late husband than to like be in charge of the family. And I feel like back then it's more duty than it is anything else. Like he had such a strong duty for the family, and he felt like I have to stay true to this family. I have
He
all
couldn't
these
even
brothers and
mourn.
sisters. Yeah.
He couldn't even mourn. Right away, they're like, where should the body go, sir? Like,
Right. He was thrusted into it. Like, yeah, right away. And it's really unfair how that happened. And yes.
So he didn't want that. He didn't want all that feeling. So that's why even though he knew he had feelings for Kate, he's like, I'm going to propose to Edwina because that'll be a very practical choice. She'll raise our kids well. We don't have to have too much feeling involved. So no one has to get hurt.
But that's, you know, and there's a lot of layers here. His mother, Daphne, I think those were the main two. You know, his mother loved her husband, and if I'm not mistaken, they got married based out of love, not based out of duty. And right, and then you know, Daphne's annoying because she only showed up for what, like 3 episodes, just to give some insight. Whatever.
He was like giving the eye, like, bitch, I see you don't like her. You like this other one. What are you doing? Like,
yeah,
right.
Daphne was
knew.
definitely like the big sister, like, hello, you don't like her, you know?
And she could have easily said, F you, Anthony. You made me get married to the Duke and made the Duke marry me. I just saw you and Miss Sharma in a room alone. Like, she could have easily said, you guys have to get married now, or I'm going to tell everyone.
She could.
That's what he did to her, pretty much.
The shoe was on the other foot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, that's the hubris of Anthony. He can't admit he's in love. He's got the duty to the family. And then, of course, who is his little sister? A woman, to say what he should be doing or how he should be feeling. And that's the layer. This society has its problems. And women should not speak or there where they don't belong.
Excuse me?
Before Grandmaster Hoop gets smacked upside the face.
Right.
Let's look at the opposite side of that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Symbolism. You have Miss Featherington, who is using that kind of courtship or like getting caught in the act to help try to save her family's like fortune and stuff. To be honest with you, the Featherington like kind of storyline was really boring to me. I don't like them.
The Featheringtons are my least favorite family.
I didn't like them, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
aside
other than Penelope.
They just, I don't know, their whole story. I wasn't interested. Whenever they'd come on screen, I'd be like, okay.
They're very static characters. Like, they didn't, like the sisters, they didn't give them much background.
Yeah.
So that but I will say, as much as I don't like Lady Featherington, she has like major like Kris Kardashian vibes to me. Like, she's gonna get it done for her daughters. Like,
I can see that. Yeah.
She's gonna lie, steal, cheat. She's a ultimate mama bear, really. Because as evil as she is, I'm like, you gotta kind of respect how much she's loves her daughters, and she's gonna do all that for them.
And that's the scene where I actually started to appreciate the Featheringtons, is where she stepped up to cousin Jack and said, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for those three ladies over there."
Yeah, I was very surprised when she said that. I was like, oh.
I know, because you don't see her seem like she cares about them much. But
I didn't even know she liked Penelope.
She does.
I was like, oh.
Right, I had no idea she liked Penelope. But yeah, the Featheringtons, they're there. They were like a subplot. There were like some other subplots in there as far as, the non-Bridgerton people, like Mr. Mondridge, the Duke's friend.
Oh, he's sexy.
Oh yeah, he is, right? Yeah, the beard.
Yeah, you asked me that when we were watching it. He wasn't doing it for me.
He wasn't doing it for you?
Nah.
Was his story doing it for you?
His story was doing it for me.
The Gentleman's Bar?
Yes, I like the Gentleman's Bar, and then how Colin stepped up at the end and was like, I told all my friends. I'm like, wow, that's that was the
only good thing that Colin did. Like, Colin was so annoying this season.
Yeah.
Let's get into the other Bridgertons. Yeah, Colin. I've been on my travels. I went to Greece.
He's literally every college student that studies abroad.
Yeah, no, that's literally the experience he was given, no doubt. And then he had the whole, like we already talked about with Marina, because he needed closure. I don't know if he needed closure. It was weird. And then, Colin lost major points. The thing he said about Penelope, he kind of, he was saying certain things to Penelope, and then
the past 2 seasons, he's been not leading her on, but like friend zoning the crap out of her. He's like, "Oh, you're just such a good friend, Pen." It's like, ugh. Like,
right. He said, I can't be with a woman, but you're more than a woman, Penelope. You're Penelope. You're Pen.
You're my friend.
But then again, you know how many times Colin called her a friend, and she's still like,
goo.
Yes, like that's what was frustrating for me. Was like, he's clearly expressed no interest, and although you're in love with him, you can't force somebody to like you.
But I will say he made little comments. Like the first season, totally like let it go, Penelope. But this season, how he said like, "Oh, Lady Crane was right about you. He said that I could, always count on you or something, or that you like, I don't know. It was just little comments he made that I was like,
That would like tease her. And
Yeah,
lead her on and all
yeah.
this stuff. And it's like, but then like at the very end, like he kind of
blew it.
ruined
For me.
everything.
He
Yeah.
blew it.
But it seems to be like a Bridgerton trope that like the guys are having guy talk and then like screwing it up for some of the ladies. 'Cause that's what happened with Anthony, and then Miss Sharma walked by. And she was like, "Oh, so you just want a woman who is smart and can fulfill the duties.
You don't want love.
You don't want love. Well, I want my sister to want love."
Locker room talk started back then, continues today.
Yeah.
Colin. I'm like over Colin.
Yeah, I'm over Colin.
I think Benedict. Man, I mean, I feel Benedict was not much was really going on for Benedict.
He was back into like the arts. I think he took like a step back this season. He didn't really have a step forward in the last season either. He's very artistic. I don't think he's gonna kind of go with the flow of everybody else. You know, he's the second son, so he doesn't have to be in that position of being the leader of the family. He has a little bit more liberty to go around and pursue his art career. And he originally wanted to travel the world like Colin did. Especially after he had that ashwagandha tea or whatever.
I loved that.
He was on shrooms, no?
Shrooms, ashwagandha. Who knows what was in that powder?
I was like, he's on a trip.
It was purple.
It was a purple powder.
I was like, whatever it was. I was like, he's tripping.
I definitely like the parallel that Benedict and Anthony had. You know how Anthony paid for his entrance to the school, and then Kate and Edwina, where she's trying to control everything for Edwina. And then, Benedict chooses to leave and do his own thing. And Edwina also is like, I want to do something that, I choose to do, and not doing stuff because it's in reality what you want for your life, Doing it on your own merit. On your own terms, on your own merit. So
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I liked that parallel. And just that, sibling relationship comparison between the two.
I mean, like, what does Edwina like to do on her own? I have no idea.
She likes to read.
Oh, she does like to read.
She plays.
She loves her stories.
But she was
forced. Remember, she said, well, that's good because I can have someone to tell the stories to. Because Anthony said he doesn't read.
But that's all we know.
I think that, I don't know. I just have a very competitive spirit, so I feel like I relate to Kate so much more. So that's why I also like Edwina playing pall mall. I was like, oh, get her off the field. Like,
she was clearly she was not. She's like, don't stop on my account. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but that's the thing. As far as what could happen next season, I hope Bridgerton is not just a thing where we just choose a Bridgerton, watch them get into an entanglement, and fall in love by the end of it. That's kind of boring. And
books are though, Ethan.
That's what they are. Is that what they are?
GrandMaster.
Oh, GrandMasterHoop.
It's okay. This is GrandMasterHoop, Captain Falcon, and that's Darce. How original.
Wow. It's called Brandon.
There's 9 books, and each book, so there's 8 Bridgerton children. So there's a book for each kid, and then there's a book for the mom.
What happened to the F? Francesca
does have her own book too.
But she disappeared in the season.
Yes. Yeah. They said it was like a casting. Not casting, but she had other
projects.
And she didn't play that big a part this season anyway, so
yeah, she was just there.
She was like in one episode, and the whole time I was like counting. I was like, oh, I'm not counting. I do this. Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, F. Where's F? Gregory, Hyacinth, where's F? So
so each of the books is pretty much the love story of each of the children.
So let's talk about Eloise. I think they're setting her up. You said next is who? Benedict.
Yes.
Yeah, he goes to art school. He goes and he does his own
But
thing.
I don't know. I really don't want the Eloise one to follow the books, just on what I've heard, because I love this, like, Eloise going off, like, you know, into the streets of the poor people, and
But isn't that that's her? She met her man. The print shop dude.
well,
No, that's not what it's like in the books.
Oh, the print shop dude is not her dude.
mm-mm.
We like the print shop dude.
I know. But you know, Shonda can take this whichever way she wants.
Shout out to Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah, she's gonna probably make it better.
I mean, what could be better than the classic wealthy versus low class love?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I think
That's
that's
not what happens, though.
I
don't know
felt
what to say.
That would be a very interesting take, to see like that print shop dude try to make his way in high society and then like be like, this isn't the life for me. We are in two different worlds.
Yeah, I thought that, I don't know, I haven't read the books, but I thought that that's where this was going with Eloise, was, you know, you're from this high class, you're a Bridgerton, and then the print shop dude, you know, is like no one in society, and how controversial it's gonna be in society and whatnot.
That's where they should get.
Yeah, I thought that's where it was going, because you see the diversity up in, you know, the high class, but then also diversity with classes.
Right,
would
right.
be a cool take on it. So.
Especially like one of my favorite characters is the French lady.
Oh,
Delacroix. Madame Delacroix.
Who
Delacroix.
has a terrible French accent.
Ooh,
Might I say?
get her, get her.
But I like her. Like, you know, she's kind of like listening to the secrets and stuff.
That quote she says to Penelope, because Penelope was saying, "Have I not given you enough business in the paper?" And she's like, "Yes, but don't you always want more?" Like, what did she say? I don't know. She was saying something about that doesn't mean you shouldn't want more.
She's got some good one-liners, because she also, I watched the video about something she said in season 1 about, you know, we are women. Who says we can't make it in the world in our own way? You know, I don't want to make it by what society says I should do, but like all these high class people and their little debutantes. You know, she's like, I'm gonna do what I do, what I love to do, and I'm gonna do it better than everybody else. And she told that to Anthony's old, lack of a better term, hoe.
Oh gosh. But then it also shows with Anthony and the opera singer, she was like a lower class. And
right.
He made that decision based on class, because he liked her, he loved her. But you know, that's Anthony and where am I? Okay. That's Anthony and Kate leading with their head, you know, what should be done, not leading with what they're feeling, you know.
Boy, were they feeling it. You fixed me.
That's his favorite line.
Yes, I love it.
No.
I love, my favorite line is when she says, I'm going back to India. And he's like, that is not far enough. I love that part.
There's not a corner. Right? There's not a corner on this world,
on this earth,
or
something
that could be far enough from my feelings from you.
Oh
man, do I need to look it up? I feel like
this earth you could go to free me from this torment.
Yes, that was good. See, I was very enthralled by the steaminess of by the steaminess of the quotes. They had some really good quotes.
They did, but season 1 had good quotes.
No, they didn't. They had one good quote.
He
said, what did he say? He said,
I burn for you.
I burn for you.
No, my favorite quote is the
loving your best.
No, to meet beautiful women is one thing, but to meet to meet your best friend and the most beautiful woman is entirely apart. That's my favorite line.
That's a good one too.
What Daphne says to Simon too in the rain about like love, and that, you know, he can be broken and she'll still love every part of him. That was a good scene.
That was a good one too.
See, good quotes from season 1.
This season 2 had some really good ones.
I mean, okay, yes, there was some very good quotes.
There was just really
2.
good emotion.
Right.
Like, Kate fell off when she was in the bed and hadn't woken up. And then when the mom tells Anthony that Kate woke up, like just the look on, like the crying, the look on his face when he found out she woke up. Like, I just feel like they acted it so well. Like,
I love when he's chasing her and he's like,
Miss Sharma,
Kate.
And at the end, when he calls her Kathani, he uses like
Kathani. Isn't that the first time they dropped her name? Because I had no idea her name was Kathani.
Yeah.
No, they said her name a couple times. The mom said it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was unaware.
The one thing, and it's coming. The one thing I'm gonna say I didn't like about this season was it was just too slow for me. The buildup was too much. I think there was a lot more storytelling, and maybe it's just preference because some people really like storytelling. But I would just felt like I was waiting for something to happen, and then Kate would look at Anthony and be like, I really want you, look away. And then and then they have another scene where they're looking at each other, look away, I hate you. It was just kind of too much back and forth.
You
for
vex me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
I will
feel
say
like.
the beginning, I felt like the first half of the season was definitely slower. But I felt like, because once I got like halfway is when I couldn't stop the binging. Like, it was like midnight and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to watch the next episode. What happens next? Yeah, like after the wedding and like after, I felt like it was a little more exciting, I guess.
I think the most we did was maybe 3 episodes, which I know in season 1 I think we did more than 3.
Oh, I watched the whole thing because you watched it after me. I watched the whole thing and then I watched it with you.
Right, I was forced.
Wow.
Hands tied behind my back, forced to watch season 1.
Are the same.
Huh?
I did the same thing. I watched all of it and then I watched episodes with David.
We
after.
started the first episode together, and we're like, "All right, we're hooked. We're doing this together as
That's
a
so
group."
funny.
And then the next day, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I binged all of it while I was sleeping." I'm like,
Listen. Some people work on Fridays.
Here he
Some
goes.
people work
Here
on
he goes.
Fridays. We finish episode 7 Thursday night.
Right.
I come home early on Fridays. I get a text midday, probably around like 10 o'clock. Is it okay if I watch the finale? Is it okay if I watch? I'm like, you can't find another show.
No, I
to
didn't
watch
have any other show.
You only had to wait 6 hours.
6 hours?
That's in the grand scheme,
That's
yes, 6
the last
hours.
episode.
Yeah.
But we
Especially if you had seen the episode before that, because that episode ended with her falling off the horse.
Right. I need to know what happened.
Yeah,
I can't wait
had
for 6
to.
hours.
Right, I had to wait.
And I'll tell you a little secret. I already started watching it when I texted you.
Wow.
wow. Truth is free on the pod.
Betrayal. That's so funny and like not funny because when I watched the finale, you know what was going on? Look at this video. Look at this video I found. I'm like, I'm trying to watch the finale. I know you watched it.
I already watched it.
I'm trying to watch the show that you left me on.
Yeah.
I was, and you know what? And the thing is, I watched the video on the phone. I didn't complain. I watched the video. I said, you know what?
Yeah.
This will come back. Karma's a bitch, and she'll come back. But
I thought you said Sharma's a bitch.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Sharma's a bitch. And
Well, at least the grandma Sharma was.
Oh, you're right.
That scene at the table, like I was like, oh.
Yeah, but that's
Oh, when she stuck it to
Anthony like stood up for her, like I was like, that's some good TV right there.
That's another.
Oh yeah, I
classic.
really like that scene. He like stood up for them, but then he was still like, no, I stood up for y'all, but we're still gonna keep it separate. Yeah.
Well, and I saw a thing where they were showing when Anthony finally spoke up, because a lot of crap was said and he didn't say anything. And then he didn't actually say that's enough until she started attacking Kate.
Yes.
So that was just a little interesting tidbit.
I mean, all the signs were there for everyone to pick up on, and they just didn't. So I can understand when people say it was slow. Maybe the back and forth was too much, because it was like, as an audience member, we picked up on it from day one. We're like, oh, he's gonna get with Kate, no question.
Right.
But
yeah, that's why I say the back and forth was a little too much for me, because it was caught like maybe 3 or 4. Come here, no, go away, come here. And that's it. I don't know, it was just the buildup was a little too long for me.
Yeah, which maybe we would have gotten less of if they followed the books more.
Mm-hmm.
Because that book, the whole second part of the book, like you see their married life.
oh, really?
Yeah, I would have
But-
liked to see that.
But
Well,
no,
as far as we know, both of them are coming back.
yeah, they both
maybe.
said that.
Yeah, we'll maybe be able to get to see that married life, because unlike Daphne and Simon, Reggae Jean Page exited the series, so
Reggae.
that's what I
'cause they
said.
would have shown him, because they
Reggae.
said that
It's not
Simon
reggae.
actually was a big part of the Pall Mall like game and stuff. Like he was in the second book,
See,
but they had to kind of.
I need my man to come back.
I'm
Okay.
glad they didn't recast him. I'm glad they didn't recast him.
It was because the book focuses on different Bridgertons each time. It was easy to not need him. But yeah, I did like him as well.
I feel we covered most of everything regarding season 2. A lot of things people don't talk about. The music.
I was gonna say, can we talk about the music?
Yes,
on
we
this?
can talk about the music. Some people don't like it when I play the music in the car.
Why would you play
It's
it in the
elevator
car?
music.
It's
It's elevator.
music.
It's
No.
it's fantastic.
Goodness.
It's fantastic
Puts me
elevator
to
music.
sleep.
It should. It's so soothing.
I think that season 1 had better music than season 2.
Yes, it did.
I think so too.
I'll say this. I
Like the compromising of the 4 seasons, and when it's raining and stuff, I'm like, dang, I'm gonna listen to this every time I have to get work done.
I'm not sure which one that is.
That's like
But-
at the very end when they're like, it's raining at the very end of season 1.
Oh
like-
yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
When I talk about the music, see, you're talking about the score, which is I think done by Chris Bowers. Oh, well, I'm not gonna look it up.
You're talking
That
about like
sounds right.
I'm talking about Vitamin. Well, they actually got a couple of different violinists to come on and violinist groups to come on.
Anything on my own when
Oh, that was a good one.
Dancing on My Own was a really good one. That's when Edwina was like, dance with Lord
Oh,
Bridgerton,
yeah.
Kate. Dee Dee.
He calls me Dee Dee all the time. I hate it.
Yeah, well, I'll kind of do
Record
their.
Bob?
I do both their voices. I'll be like, Dee Dee, what are you doing? And I'll be like, it is not your concern, Bon. That's when she doesn't respond. I'm like, call me Bon. Call me Bon.
This is some weird, but we're gonna go past that.
Listen, Dancing on My Own was really good. That was really good.
Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball. When
Wrecking
Wrecking Ball
Ball
came on,
was
I
good.
thought it was pretty good.
I love Thank You Next from
Yeah.
season 1. That
But
was really good.
Season 1. That was-
Thank You
Yeah.
Next was good. It was really good.
That was like the first song.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
our
Thank You Next was the first
like,
one.
their formal
And I was
dance
like,
and
wait.
stuff.
I heard the song and I was like, wait, I know this. Dun, dun, dun.
Was it? I think that's genius.
That guy.
The bad guy was really
Yeah,
good.
that one-
That guy
good,
was
yeah.
stylish. Yeah.
They did good ones first season.
Yeah.
They did more current
Styles
songs.
Oh, the Harry Styles one was good. I liked that.
See,
Wait, Harry Styles. Which one did they do?
That's
Sign
the
of
Wedding
the
Day.
Times.
Oh, right. I
I
feel.
don't know that in real life. So I don't know.
Hey, I don't know the one. Listen, I mean, they did. I don't remember what scene they did it, but when they did Material Girl, I
Yeah.
really
was
liked
the
that
first
one.
in season 2.
Yeah, it was season 2, but I don't know what scene it was.
It was the first ball that they had.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
When they were
Material Girl.
wasn't it when they were walking in front of the queen?
Imagine.
Yeah, it was when they were walking from the queen.
And the queen was choosing her diamond or whatever.
No,
No?
this was after that she chose the
Oh.
diamond, and it was like announcing the diamond at the ball.
Oh,
And they were
okay.
like dancing.
Loved it.
I never actually thought of playing that while working, so thank you, Darce.
Wait a minute. I made a whole string. I went and looked at Vitamin String
But you
Quartet.
play it while
You're
I'm
welcome.
out having
You're-
fun, not working.
I made a whole playlist with all their they've been around for years. They've got covers for decades, okay? I've been thanks, Darce. Thanks. You're great. You're great.
He gave me the
Gentlemen
idea.
always make sure that
And it makes sense as it
Yeah,
doesn't
he
have
does that a
words.
lot.
It's instrumental.
Gentleman.
Putting his foot where it doesn't belong.
don't.
I would like to, I think, oh my gosh, Lady Whistledown.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell
Yes,
you.
we have not talked about Lady Whistledown.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
that
do we-
scene
which-
between Eloise
Ah.
and Penn, where she's like, what did she say? An
She said-
insipid wallflower, indeed. I was like, "Ooh, girl."
At least I did something. You always talk of action and never do anything about it. I did something,
Oh god.
and you're just jealous because what I've created. Something like that.
Yeah, that was intense, and it made me sad because I did like their friendship a lot. But
Mhm.
I get it. Eloise had this big fascination, and Penn said nothing when she would drone on and on and on about Lady Whistledown when they're best friends. So I totally get,
I get it too.
Her.
yeah, the betrayal for sure.
Yeah, I get it. I get how pissed Eloise was because here you are, supposed to be my best friend. And she said it. She's like, you've talked about your own family, my sister, my brother, like,
Well, yeah, this was also like the day or
Yeah.
two after. She was just like publicly humiliated. Like,
right.
And
You
she
know?
did it to save her from the wrath of the queen. But it's like, maybe you should have told her, like, no, I'm Lady Whistledown. What can we do to fix this? And let it be Eloise's idea to trash herself. Like,
To be honest, the fact that she kept this secret from Eloise, I thought didn't make much sense. Out of all the people you can trust, the one other person who doesn't care about this society, why wouldn't you bring in her?
Or would actually like help you with bringing things to the light is Eloise. Like, it just didn't make sense to me why she kept it a secret for so
I
long.
think she just wanted it to be something of her own.
Right.
Something
Mhm.
she could be
'Cause
proud of that she
yeah.
was on her own.
because Eloise is part of the Bridgerton family that everyone loves, and she's still just a Featherington. Like, that was her way of being important, I guess.
And then when she like included Madame Delacroix, it wasn't because like she wanted to, it was because
Necessity.
she was found, like she was
Mhm.
spotted in the market.
yeah.
And it's funny that she does her Irish accent in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about that.
Very
Uh,
girls.
Or send you back on your arse.
And it's just, it's looking at how Penn's like, oh, at least I did something. But it's like, did you actually do anything though? Like, all you did was, stay in the shadows and say all the stuff. But if you look at Eloise and how, what's that little ceremony where they go and present themselves to the queen or whatever?
I think that's what it's called, like the presentation.
They have like the feathers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, Eloise, stuff happened, but she was ready to walk out of there. Penn went in there. She didn't want to do it, but because, it was like the proper thing to do or whatever, she went with it. So it's like Eloise takes action in other ways that Penn doesn't really realize. So it's like, did you actually do anything, or were you just...
I mean, she's not doing much. She's just stirring a pot.
Right.
And everybody wants a taste of what's going on. So, I don't know what more she can do with Lady Whistledown other than keep stirring the pot.
Mhm.
I feel at this point too. What?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I didn't get the end though.
Where
That's what I didn't
were
understand. No, where she writes, "Dear reader,"
It's in Penn's voice, and then it changes.
It changes, right?
Voice.
Yeah, okay. Where it says, she's like, "Dear reader, I'm not gonna keep silent" or something. Like, what does that mean? Is she gonna keep writing?
She's gonna get.
Yeah.
She's doing her own thing.
Yeah,
She's gonna spill more secrets.
Oh gosh.
Crazy.
So,
Okay, I didn't get it. I was like, wait, so you're still gonna do it?
I mean, that wasn't that. Did she say she was gonna stop?
I don't know, but it's like Eloise
Before
knows.
Before Eloise found out, she said she wasn't.
Oh, you're right.
That was the last
Before
one.
Eloise-
She hated. Yeah, she
Eloise-
hated that she was that she had to write about her friend like that.
Oh.
So she said that was the last time she was ever gonna be Lady Whistledown, was after she posted the publication about Eloise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And now that Eloise is finished, she's like, all right, screw that. I'm back to being Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna see Eloise grapple with that information in the next season. And Penelope, I think it's just gonna really stir up some pots.
But then now Eloise knows, so you think?
I'm
she
sorry,
could
not
tell?
Eloise. I meant Penelope.
You just said Penelope.
Oh, I did. Oh, okay. No, Eloise is not going to tell because Eloise has integrity.
Yeah, I don't
Also,
think Eloise would tell.
I think Penelope can also be like, if you tell my secrets, I'll tell your secrets.
What does Whistledown or Penelope have on Eloise?
She likes that boy, the print shop
Um,
boy,
Yeah, she has all that stuff about Theo.
which ain't much, but high society, low class.
They're so cute.
They are cute. I like them. But actually, speaking of that, are we looking forward to anything in season 3? I don't know what to expect at all. Hell,
TBH,
Kale Caesar.
I want to see Benedict be a little bit more sexually involved with all types of people.
Wasn't he with men in season
the
1?
first one, but not in season 2.
Yeah, right. He started.
He wasn't actually with the
wasn't
guy.
with the guy. He was just, like,
he
kind of
just was
looking
in
at
those
them.
parties where
Yeah,
the
he was
first
just looking
guy.
at them.
His mentor, right, was hooking
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like because it's Shonda Rhimes and she's kind of taking it from the books, she could very well make Benedict bisexual.
I want to see.
By characters.
Yeah, I want to see more from Eloise and Benedict because they have those scenes of them talking on the
They're
streets,
so cute.
you
Yeah.
know, and how they're like the odd ones out and
Yeah.
they kind of accept each other for who they are. I want to see them like step into who they actually are, Eloise and Benedict, and like just be, you know, in society as they are. Eloise doesn't want to do the whole marriage thing and whatever, and then Benedict, you know, getting involved with whoever throughout the season. I want to see more of that.
I think it's going to be at the forefront. Yeah, I feel
Mhm.
now Anthony's going to take a back seat.
Yeah.
Well,
Daphne-
depends. The book was cut in half with the marriage, so it could be like first half of the season is more focused on Antony and the wedding and like being a married man, and then the second half could be more about Benedict and.
Yeah, they could go whichever way they want, I guess.
Yeah, one of them. I think Anthony and Cathani are going to be more of the background of what's going on. They're going to be the setting for Benedict and Eloise to get into.
They were exhausting. I'm ready for them to go background.
They're not exhausting. I love them. I love them. He said, "All the things I could teach you."
Oh my gosh, yes, when he said that.
And then
But
you know what?
You know, we didn't talk about the bee scene.
Well, I was gonna say favorite moments. Do we have favorite moments? The bee sting.
Oh, you go ahead.
It is just a bee sting, my lord. It is just a bee sting.
Gosh.
Oh god.
But see, in the books, that's when
They get
that's
caught.
when they get caught because Anthony literally sucks the stinger like out of her boob
Ah,
and everyone sees. and then they're forced into marriage.
I like that they didn't do that.
Yeah, and Edwina also didn't care like at all.
Oh,
She didn't actually have feelings for him. They made Edwina kind of more, I think they did that on purpose just to make her a more well-rounded character, which is nice, but she didn't care at all. She was just kind of courting him. And when that happened, she was like, oh, congrats, Kate.
I like the agency they gave her. Now that you say that, that's a more enjoyable, entertaining dynamic.
Yeah.
My favorite scene was Edwina's speech to her sister. When she tells her, I hope that you're doing this because it's something that you want, and not based on anything having to do with me. And it shows, that again, the sibling dynamic, but also, Kate's the older sister. You usually get your knowledge like from your elders and whatever, but here's the younger sister stepping up and teaching Kate something, So I like that a lot. That was my favorite.
Sounds like you're a younger sister.
I am a younger
Layers.
I have a couple. I really like the Pall Mall scene, but one of the other scenes that's kind of like you kind of forget about it is, so after the whole marriage didn't happen and they're having to pretend they're all good with each other and they put on that ball and no one comes. I really liked when they all danced just together and had a good time.
It was cute. Yeah.
That's cute, yeah.
Cause and Anthony he initiated it. Like you kind of saw him letting go of that sternness, like, hey, we all love each other. Let's enjoy this and let's.
Which is, now you make me realize, he's all about duty. Well, one duty of being the head of the family is to be loving to your family.
And
that happened after the conversation that he had with George.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That scene where he's talking to his brother
about the Latin tutor.
No.
Yeah.
He came and said, "Do I suck at Latin?"
And he's like, "Well, maybe I'm being too harsh on you." Like,
and then he was asking about. Yeah, he was asking about the dad.
Right, right.
That was good. I think my favorite scene was, the dinner scene, like how he kind of stood up to the grandma and he was like, "Get out of my house! Like, who are you to come in here and like just ramble on about insults to these people that I'm about to marry?" Like, I really like that, but I also like the scene when they were like out in the promenade and then Kate gets in the boat and like she's in the boat and like he like is literally staring at her like the entire time, and then like he does a knot, they trip, they fall into the water. Like I'm like, dang, this guy like really can't get his eyes off of her.
You might say he was head over heels.
I love that. I love how they all say, "Shall we promenade?" Like
Promenade.
Or what do they say? Can we take a loop? He didn't say a loop. Whatever. Yes. High class words. High class.
Shall we take a turn?
Is that what he said? Yeah, something like that.
Like a turnabout.
Yes. Yeah. Something like that.
I think it's funny when they're upset and instead of saying, leave or get out, they're like, "I wish for you to leave." So polite. Like
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Right.
"I wish for you to leave." Modern day translation, "Get the fuck out of here." Like
or it'd be like, "I cannot marry you, Lord Bridgerton." And in real time, it'd probably be like, "Bitch, I ain't marrying you. You in love with my sister." Something along those lines.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this real quick, and I think it'll be the perfect time to close it off. No arguments. The Anthony Kate sex scene better than all the sex scenes in all of season 1.
What?
Time to go.
What a way to close it.
It was a good one, though, I will say.
It was good. Was it better? No.
Yes, it was.
No.
Kate Sharma. Goodness gracious. Ashley Simone, I think her name is.
From Sex Education.
Say what?
From Sex Ed.
Oh, I haven't seen that. She's in that?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it's a great show.
That's a good show.
Oh, good for her.
Look at it. Netflix. Sex Ed.
Oh no, I know about Asa Butterfield, Hugo.
Yep.
Right.
Ender's Game.
Who? Ender's Game. Yeah, that guy. But yeah. I think as the newest addition to the cast, Ashley Simone did a really good job.
No, honestly, let's go back to the sex scene real quick because
Hey,
nothing
Simone
will
Ashley. Her
beat-
name's Simone Ashley. I'm sorry.
Nothing will beat Daphne being on top of
Oh!
Duke of Hazen.
Ah!
Like, what are you doing? And she's like, yeah, I got you now.
Stop! That wasn't love.
And then walks away.
That wasn't
Like,
love.
Yes, girl.
That's entrapment.
Yes.
That's entrapment. She said, "You will give me your babies. I will have little dukes running around."
Yeah. So
I agree. I think the sex scene in season 2 was better, even though it was just one.
We got a little
Titties.
That's yeah.
That's our thing. Whenever we see any type of nudity, especially titties, we just yell out
Titties. And when this is weird. I don't want to talk about this on a podcast, but when they first had their sex scene and they didn't pop out, like them things begging to pop out, and then
And on that note, we'll close off our podcast.
She's lovely. She's great. Simone Ashley, or is it Ashley Simone? Simone Ashley. Yes. Well, hey, we're all Gucci. We're all good, right?
Yep.
All right. Hey, say what?
Very good indeed. Now, readers, as you listen in on this podcast, enjoy the rest of your vacations.
He did better. Sorry.
I never said mine was good. I never said min was good. I never said here. I got you. Oh, hey, Julie Andrews, what are you doing here? I'm here to close off. Just screw it.
And on that note,
listen, y'all, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Bridgerton season 2 here at the Yonkō Table. I am GrandMasterHoop closing us off. Shout out to Captain Falcon, Darce, and newcomer Kale Caesar for joining us tonight. Listen, folks, you make sure you follow us on all social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now TikTok. We're on TikTok, folks, so make sure you check us out on TikTok. Right, more news to come with TikTok, don't you worry. Also, make sure if you're listening to us, you check us out on your podcast listening stations, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever the hell else you listen to podcasts. And if you want to see our lovely faces disappear like they're doing right now, trying to stay in the focus of the camera, check us out on YouTube. But hey, that's it from us here at the Yonkō Table. We'll catch y'all for Bridgerton season 3 whenever that happens. Sophia, screw it.
You gotta close it like Lady
we
Whistledown.
bid you a
Yours
farewell.
truly.
Say it again, Darce. Just take it.
We bid you a farewell, dear reader.
Oh, there you go. See, that's what I was gonna say.
Love it. Y'all take care.